He's saying fight your ego. Be in the world, but not of the world. You're not of this world. So don't act like you're no earthling. Don't take on the nature of this world, because it has an expiration date on it. It has a beginning, it has an end. You have no beginning. That part of you that's from Allah Almighty has no beginning and has no end. And as it begins to develop through our lives of practicing religion, which helps us to practice good adab, good manners. See, our brother and sister, assalamu alaikum. Be the first one to get a salam. One for your neighbor, what you want for yourself. Treat your people like you want to be treated. It feeds the soul. That's why people feel good when they give charity. When you make somebody happy, if you want to be happy, make somebody else happy. Because that's the nature of the food of the soul. And once we understand that, if you say something wrong out the mouth of your mouth, you say something wrong out your mouth to someone, immediately you feel bad. And immediately you go, please, sister, please, brother, forgive me. I was out of pocket. I let shaitan seduce me. I let my ego trick me. Forgive me. That's easy for those who have a lowly spirit, who are humble. Humble people control this world. You think it's controlled by the White House or all of these, the king and the queen around the world, all these heads of states? You think politicians run the world? Allah never sent no officials for anything. Maybe it was some jungle bunny from some poor person from somewhere that had a good heart, was sincere, and Allah raised them up and sent them back to that same mentality of those who had the same disease in their hearts. Because their soul was able to grow out from their bodies. Their souls were able to get out of the prison of their bodies. Their souls were no longer held by the gravity of this life, this world. And they were with their Lord in this life, in their physical body. They're in paradise in this life. The next life for them will be in paradise, will be like hell. When this next life, they be with their Lord. They want to be with their Lord. They don't practice religion or good manners because they scared to go to hell. Oh, they want paradise. They love Allah Almighty. They love Him. And they fear displeasing Him. Think about when your parents were displeased with you. You did everything to get back on the good side. You started washing dishes. You started doing all kinds. You started scrubbing the steps. Mom, Dad, what you want me to do? Because you want to get back in their favor. Because that's unconditional love. But when you anger them, you feel that. They're displeased with you. They still love you. But they realize now, your butt got to be punished. You got to be chastised. You got a little salty, so you got to be sweetened up a little bit. And when they tear your hind parts up, you be sweeter than Cairo syrup. Hi, Mom, Dad. Allah does the same thing. And He about to bring something on this planet we ain't seen. A lot of people about to die. Only because of bad manners. If they didn't took, we've taken hood out of neighbor. We're taking neighbor out of hood. There's no such thing as a neighbor. Most neighbors wait till you leave and then they break in your house. Or they do some dirt on you. That has to be clean. So, The Quran addresses us. And it speaks in the language that we understand. And that's why those who are representing their Lord, Allah Almighty, they speak in a language that the people understand. If you speak from your mind, maybe a few people might understand you if they have the same frame of reference. But when you speak from your heart, everybody understands. Everybody understands. And that's why those prophets, may Allah be pleased with them, and the heritage of prophets, they spoke from their heart. People understood. They were able to reject or accept. Allah says there's no compulsion in religion. Okay, you ain't got to show good manners if you don't want to, but there's a consequence of that. We don't understand our religion. We don't understand the purpose of praying. During the day, Allah Almighty gives us an opportunity with the 5 prayers a day. At one time, it was 50 prayers a day. Allah gave us mercy and said, okay, it's 5 and I'll give you credit for the 50. It's just ironic that we could be on our job and somewhere else and we can find time to go get a doggone snack, run to the bathroom, get on our cell phone, text or tweet, and we don't take 3 minutes to go pray. Leave the world and escape to our Lord. 3 minutes. Even if you just, Allahu Akbar, Allah forgive me, help me. Something. You go on your job, you don't speak to your people. What happens when you around people and you don't speak to them? Why do you think the adab of Islam is that you come in contact with somebody and you salam them, they salam you. You notice how the peace comes? Come into a room and don't speak to nobody and everybody be looking at each other like this. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. Oh, I can't stand him. I don't know. I just can't stand him. You allow shaitan to come into your ranks. We're not using our common sense. Islam is common sense, but common sense is not so common anymore. We're not listening. So our marriages and our household is like crazy. With our spouses and our children on our jobs is crazy. Because no one has the humility to say, how are you today? How are you? How are you feeling? Be surprised how far that goes. Oh, assalamu alaikum. That's a better greeting. But you speak in the language of what the people understand. Once you start off you saying, and they don't understand Islam language, you can start off friendly. Then after you get them engaged and knowing you, you can say, look, I'm going to give you I got a better greeting for you today. To be clever. Use your wisdom. I'm going to give you a greeting of the people of paradise. Assalamu alaikum. What that mean? That means peace on you. Oh, really? Don't everybody talk about it in their meditation, steal your mind? What does it say in the Bible? Be still and know that I'm God. Jesus Christ is saying, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, through righteousness and all things be given unto you. He says, where's the kingdom? He says, the kingdom is within. The Prophet Muhammad said, leave the small war of fighting against each other and come to the big war of fighting your doggone ego that's keeping you not only separated from yourself, but human beings and your Lord. Same thing. Because they're drawing from the same light. Who understands it? People are so busy vying against each other. I'm better than you. I'm higher than you. Forget about it. Be happy. Be happy. Allah love happy faces. Because when you show happiness, you're showing that you are pleased with your Lord. Allah knows what He's doing with us. Allah says, don't you think you're going to say you believe and you don't be tested? Allah knows He's tearing us up. When you say, oh my Lord, thank you, like the prophet said, oh my Lord, thank you for the things I like, thank you for the things I don't like. Alhamdulillah. SubhanAllah. Show high respect to your Lord. Allah will make people respect you. You never have to tell me about, oh, you better respect me. You respect your Lord, what happens? And that's your way of life. Your heart becomes Allah's house. And then Allah Almighty says, I am with my servants. I am with my friends. When they even walk into place, they ain't got to say nothing. People are like, because they're respecting the Most High. And the Most High is respecting them. And He's using them and He's making people to respect them. This one is mine. This was for me. This one's heart is with me. Allah says, I'm giving you all your body, your brain, and everything. But your heart is for me. You give anybody else your heart, woe is you. Your handpot's going to be grass. And that's why the chastisements have to come to calamities. Because when calamities come, people are humbled. When we go around in life exalting ourselves, Allah humbles us. When we go through life humbling ourselves, Allah exalts us. My Shaykh Nazim, Allah gave him long life, said, humble people are powerful people. Beware of humble people. I ain't seen nobody more humble than him. Takbir!
Allahu Akbar.
You go up in his presence. You can think he all bent over and old if you want to. Shaitan had told you to do that. But if your soul is right, you know he the youngest one in the group. Just testing. See who's best in conduct. Allah Almighty run this world through His servants. He said, because this world can't contain it. And that's why the guidance is one. There's only one Allah Almighty. And anyone who is a servant of Allah Almighty represents Allah Almighty in that oneness. And all of those who remember their Lord, they are one. That's why Allah says all the prophets, there's no distinction between them. What's the distinction? They're all coming to me. They're all taking their power from their Lord. And we're asking this Hajj to be the best Hajj. This be the Hajj that, subhanAllah, that we're forgiven and Allah Almighty is able to restore us. So we may be real servants of Allah Almighty, to be connected to Allah and those that Allah love, here and hereafter. Wa min Allah tawfiq al-Fatiha. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Walillahi alhamd. Allah Almighty says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, have we not expanded thee that breast and removed from thee that burden? That which did gall that back, weigh that back, and raise high the esteem in which thou art held. So verily with every difficulty there is relief. Verily with every difficulty there is relief. Therefore, when you are finished with your immediate task, still labor hard, and to thy Lord turn all thy attention. That's a way of life. And all people, they go through that struggle before Allah Almighty. They accept it by Allah Almighty. All the prophets struggled before Allah Almighty called them and gave them their responsibility. What about us? We are struggling with the